What's good, everybody? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I would consider myself an emerging African-American man, meaning that I came from a lower middle-class family, and I'm the first person to really own a successful business, first person to be finishing a professional school program. So I'm the first person to do this in my family history. And with that, you come into the knowledge of having some money, not knowing how to manage the money, not knowing how to grow your wealth or put assets aside. So it's new for guys like myself, guys who are in this first generation of starting a business or investing and things like Brother Gabe A. This is new for us because we're the first people in our family to really take it this far, or maybe we're in the first generation. We may have brothers and sisters that may have done it. And what you realize is that as a man, the more money that you make and things that you accrue in assets is the harder that you have to work to protect them. You know, you have to try to fight inflation, and you try to do that through aggressive investing or passive investing, whatever you want to do. You're trying to figure out how much money you will have before you retire. And one of the things that can cause great jeopardy to a man's financial situation, or even make it better, is the choice of the mate that you're dealing with. And a lot of times, some black men want to stay in the community that we're from because we love our women. And I'm one of those guys. I love African-American people. I love African-American women. I prefer them. And so you deal with them. Same thing with the brothers from Africa, Nigeria, Ghana, Uganda, things. Same thing is the case. However, what we are finding out is that in dealing with women, whether it's on a casual level, on a serious level, or towards marriage, and it doesn't matter what level of women we're dealing with. We're dealing with women that are in college, that are poor, that are postgraduate. What we're seeing across the board is a lot of times women have a hard time managing money. Okay, they have a hard time managing their own money, and then if you're dumb enough to give them cash, they'll mismanage that too. Not all, but it happens. Okay, and what we're experiencing also with that are women that have bad attitudes, really for reasons that are uncalled for. And even if you're dating them, you know, they will still, like, for example, you may be dealing with a girl, and, you know, you may ask her to do something for you, something that's very, very simple. She may tell you why don't you go do it yourself? And just something like that, right? And this is a woman that you're being nice to, you have done things for. And the audacity, and you guys know this that have dealt with this, from a woman who you're dealing with that doesn't really have what you have. Okay, and I know that men don't deal with women that don't have money or anything like that, but it's just the audacity that a lot of guys are going through. Okay, and women who have less than men almost many times, right? Because, you know, women have more education, but it doesn't necessarily mean that they make more money, right? They will have the audacity to feel that they're better than you. They will have the audacity to try to talk down to you. You're dealing with an attitude in our community with some of these women, not all, but sometimes. And then when you really look at what you're dealing with, a lot of times, a lot of black men, this is a lady you're dealing with that's a liability. Doesn't have anything to offer on the bottom line. Not cooking, not cleaning up the house as much, or, you know, if the sex is there, it's not really that good. Maybe it's not thought. Sometimes it's an attitude, a willingness to cooperate in the relationship, and the kind of feeling that she's more important than you. And I want to talk about that because when you look at the number of millionaires in America, or the number of successful black men in America that have $1 million or are upper middle class or make 90 grand a year, there are not many of them. Okay, there are more than before, but not many of them. But when you look at women who are beautiful and pretty and have good, good body, pretty skin, there's many. Okay? Yet many women have the audacity to underappreciate the ingenuity of men. Okay? And then the resounding question is, who do you think you are? And honestly, this is something that many women don't think about when it comes to understanding the worth of a man, understanding the value of a man, and why a lot of times women don't figure this out until it's too late, is that you're talking and giving a man attitude, sometimes who's trying to be nice to you, who's trying to work with you, and really, you don't even really deserve to be in that man's vicinity. In all actuality, you and him are on different levels, but yet you have the audacity to believe that you are better than he is. And then a lot of guys just get tired and start saying, I'm tired of dealing with broke women. Because once a woman has shown that she doesn't have much to offer, it becomes quite easy to put her into columns. Like, okay, what does she have to offer on this left side? And what does she have to offer on the right side? And then if she doesn't have anything to offer on the right side, and then I get to look at all of these negatives, over time, it's very easy for a guy to say, why am I dealing with you? I'm better off, the money that I'm giving to you, I can give it to Fidelity. I can invest it in Vanguard. You're not doing anything. You're holding the life back. And this is where a lot of guys are. And I hate to say this. A lot of women have not been taught in the black community that these guys are important. That, this guy right here, in a long term, you need to invest into your husband or your future guy just the same way as you would a job or a home or your or anything or any skill. And this is why you see so many times in our community, women 30, 40, 50 years old, miserable, diabetes, obesity, ovarian cancer, these things because of the stress of not having a man. And a lot of men are just getting so tired of it, to the fact that guys don't even talk about this anymore. Some guys are so tired of women. Let me just tell you, some of you ladies out there don't even know it. Some guy wants you to go right now. The best thing that can happen to him is somebody takes you from him. I know that sounds very rude and harsh to say, but some guys are praying that if they come home, you will leave them. You will become somebody else's problem. Some guys are so fed up with some of y'all, they would help your new boyfriend move you to his shit and get the hell out of his house. He would be glad to see, or he will go. He will go gladly, simply because you have absolutely nothing to offer. Not to him, not to anybody else. And he didn't know that initially, but now that he's figured that out, he doesn't want anything to do with you. And that is because you have failed to realize what your true value is. Now, if a guy like Kevin Samuels comes and tells you this, then he hates women and it's a misogynist, but it's the actual truth, because men have to understand their value, right? You're too broke, you're too ugly, you're not working hard enough, you can't provide. Okay, then let's put you on the paper then, okay? And add up your columns. Do you know how many black men every day are at bars praying that they don't go home? Wishing that tomorrow can come fast enough. Can't wait till the child is 18 so they can leave you. They don't even care about giving you half the pension. You can have it, as long as they get away from you. And guys are tired of dealing with the broke attitudes, the entitlement. Dealing with people that don't have anything to offer to the bottom line, because you feel like you don't have to. Now, again, this is not indicative of all women. This is not indicative of all sisters. This is indicative of the ones I'm talking about. And now you see why there's not so many relationships in the black community. I'll tell black men like this. Start investing on yourself. People that give you problems, get rid of them. Like, life is too short, right? Somebody giving you a problem, it's not even about being mean. Get rid of them. It's okay. You don't have to argue or fight or they have to go. For things to get better, let them go. It has to happen, right? Because guys are tired. And furthermore, for people that want to be a problem and be problematic and be complicated, there's always somebody else. Okay? And if they don't want to, get rid of them also. Once guys can understand this, then people will get the hint. But if guys keep putting up with nonsense, keep putting people on a pedestal that don't deserve it, the community will never get better. Men have to change the community for setting standards. Women have to earn a man that is worthwhile. Women have to earn a man that's doing good. She has to compete. Some women don't want to do it. It's tough. We all have to compete. If there is a problem, compete. If you don't like it, I don't care. But it's just the reality of where we're at in the world. Well, guys, what do you think? It's your boy, O'Shea Duke Jackson, back at it again with another episode of The Celebrity Junk. I really appreciate you for all that you do. Subscribe, hit the bell. Check out the first comment pinned to the top. And as you know, the buffoonery remains at an all-time high. I'm out. Don't forget the Black Men Purse t-shirts. Peace.